Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Pat, you are live.
Welcome everybody to yet another live dive here. Today we are diving out the front of Casuarina Point on the western side of Grand Cayman Island, out the front of our good mates at Don Foster's. So I am pretty far offshore, probably about 200 metres or 600 feet offshore at the moment, and I am at 16 metres depth, so that is about 50 feet down. So we are starting this dive with a very special sighting. We have had a lot of turtles lately, and today is no exception. So to my left we have what appears to be a male hawksbill turtle. Now I am Patrick from Australia, your underwater biologist today. Capturing it all behind the lens here, we have Rian, the South African, and my girl on the surface, Lorenzini from Scotland, is your surface biologist today. So this hawksbill does appear to have a little tail, or perhaps it isn't a male.
Yeah, it's a female.
It is, yeah. So I did look from
You're not going to believe who it is, Pat.
Who is it?
It is the real deal Sandy.
Oh, you're kidding. Wow, this is very fitting. So yesterday we sighted who we thought was Sandy, but we had reviewed this last night, and it turned out, stingray. It turned out to be different turtle. So we named this one Love Heart. So what we had right here was Sandy, but right in front of us we have a stingray feeding through the sand. So what an amazing start to this dive. Now, it is Shark Week this week, so I was going to be on the lookout for sharks or rays. Rays and sharks are both very closely related, so I didn't even need to say that because we have one right.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Pat. It has a fishing hook or something attached to the head.
Yeah, I did just notice that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
So yes, that is unfortunate. We can see that there's some fishing line hanging out. So hopefully this doesn't inhibit its feeding abilities.
Oh, what a shame. We should call this one Hook.
Yeah, Captain Hook.
If I understand you guys are maybe a little bit further away, but if we could get a look at the hook, it would be really useful. What a shame.
Yeah, so Rian is pretty close to it. It doesn't seem to be too phased by our presence. It did actually come right up to us. I'm sure you all saw that on the camera.
Yeah, this is a fishing hook, and the line has been cut. So most likely whoever actually caught this just cut the line and was probably aware that the stingray was hooked, but didn't remove the hook from the mouth. So kind of perfect fitting for Shark Week and the threats that these animals face. This is a female, and sadly the hook will come out, I imagine, but it will take some time.
Hey Lauren, is it possible to get your audio to go up just a little bit?
Sure, Jared will be on that right away.
Thank you.
Is that better for you? You can just let me know.
Yeah, that's great, thank you. So, we did mention that sharks and rays are both related, and why this is, or something that ties them both together, is a cartilage skeleton. So if you were to give your nose or your ears a bit of a wiggle with your fingers, you'll notice that there's a strong but flexible substance there, and that is exactly what cartilage is. So this makes up the skeleton of both sharks and stingrays.
Yes, and they make up a grouping together of about 1,000 extant species, which contain around 400 species of shark, just over, and around 600 species of rays, all grouped together for their cartilage skeletons.
So it looks like this one is swimming off with a barjack, and they will be going around scavenging the seafloor for anything that the stingray might miss or kick up in its feeding.
So John mentioned that the stingray may have snapped the line herself, but she looked very small, Pat. Could you give us a size estimate?
Yeah, it was about probably 70 centimetres, not including the tail. So a bit over 2 feet long.
Yeah, I'm not sure she would have the strength to break that monofilament line, but it most likely has been cut, I would say.
Did you see that by any chance?
No, I didn't. What happened?
A tilefish. The stingray must have been on a tilefish nest, and the tilefish attacked it and it went. Yeah, it really got it.
Pat, Love Dogs was asking, would the stingray ever eat those garden eels?
No, I don't believe so. So stingrays tend to eat more shelled organisms like crustaceans and mollusks. They will eat, they will scavenge dead fish and squid and things like that as well. But I don't believe it would eat the garden eels. They're too quick for the stingray.
Yeah, I don't think they would. So the garden eels obviously would have to hide in their burrows, because the stingrays do cruise across the sand and suck up whatever prey they can. So the stingray will have to be very quick in order to get a garden eel. Do we still have the turtle around, Pat?
No, the turtle did cruise off when we saw the stingray, and we are quite a bit away from it. But that's alright, we have had a lot of turtles these last few days. But what we do have here is a lone trunkfish just cruising across the reef. I believe it is the spotted trunkfish. But actually, I don't think I know this
It's not
species.
quite in focus for us, so I'll let you know when we see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a smooth
Smooth
trunkfish.
trunkfish. So this is just cruising by itself over the sand. We do sometimes observe them in pairs, but generally they are solitary animals.
Yeah, look at that boxy skeleton with the 2 spines that we can see just at the back there. It would make a pretty hard meal to swallow.
Yeah, so they have a very odd-shaped skeleton, which also protects their organs. So this is kind of their defense mechanism in a way. It does kind of deter predators, because they're pretty much just going to get a mouthful of bones and spines if they take a bite out of this. And it looks like it may be stopping here for a clean, maybe.
I can't see any cleaner fish or shrimps, but we'll keep looking. And just for those answering, it is a trunkfish. So T-R-U-N-K, trunk.
So it's acting very strange at the moment. It seems to be going back and forth, moving its tail. So the reason I thought it might be wanting a clean is because it does have its tail pointed down right now, and it is sitting there pretty still next to a coral bombing. So either it's doing this for another reason, or there just isn't any cleaning fish on this little bit.
Or maybe it's just hiding from you guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I can't see any cleaning action, but it could be waiting for some cleaners to come.
So the visibility today is great. I can see for probably maybe 30 metres ahead of me, so about 90 feet, which is really good. We do get pretty lucky here in Grand Cayman with the visibility. It's generally very good on even a bad day, but today is exceptional.
Yeah, the colours look fantastic.
So we have a big hogfish cruising past. I think this one might be a female.
I thought you said frogfish there. My heart skipped a beat.
Well, we would love that. But this one has very different markings to what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's female.
Yes, we do mostly see the males here, especially on the sand, but it is a rare sighting to see a female, which is quite strange because they are wrasse, which means that they will have harems. And what a harem is one male controlling a territory with multiple females, and he will look out for them and have to provide for them and protect this territory, and in return he gets to mate with these females of free will. So the fact that we see a higher density of males than females is quite curious.
Yeah, I don't know if we've actually ever came across or spoken about a female before. I think this might be the first one.
Yeah, same.
Definitely different from the male. Looks small as well from where I am.
It's not tiny. It's probably about 50 centimeters long, so about 20 inches.
And you can see it just pumping sand out its gills there. It's obviously feeding, looking for a tasty snack.
Yeah, they do have almost shovel-like bottom jaws that they can use to scoop up sand, and you will see quite a lot of sand fall out their gills when they're filtering out any food that might be in there. And once again, the barjacks also know this, so they will sometimes be seen literally sitting behind the gill of the fish, trying to get whatever may come out.
Dharma Punk is asking, do we use any special filters to compensate for the colour loss?
Yes, so we use a red filter, which works quite well, and that is because red is the first colour to be absorbed when you do go under the water. Now, I believe that is the only filter that we do use. Is that right, Rian? Yeah. So just the red filter. Now, if we move over this way, there's this patch of what appears to be just rubble. It's way too big to be a tilefish nest, so I'm not really sure what it could be.
Yeah, let's take a look. And while we're going there, Timothy was asking, what do the hogfish eat?
Well, hogfish will tend to eat little crustaceans and mollusks that are in the sand there. So crustaceans being your crabs and your shrimps, and mollusks being your shelled organisms like clams and gastropods. One of their favourite is actually the flamingo tongue, which we do see quite often on gorgonians.
Yes, they love eating the flamingo tongues, and obviously do control the flamingo tongue populations around here. Oh yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, so how or why this is here, I really don't know.
Let's get closer.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of organisms living inside there.
Yeah, there's a lot of brown chromis and blue chromis sitting just above it. And we do also see this with the rubbly tilefish nest as well.
So a few people have just joined in, Pat, so if you don't mind, I'll just give a little update. We did see a turtle, and in actual fact, that wasn't the same turtle. We were wrong. We did properly analyse it when we got back. So we saw Sandy this morning, and yesterday was a new one, which all of you guys helped name Loveheart. And the other 3 turtles we saw, we named Beast after a very special man to us called Sergio, the dive centre manager at Don Foster's, who none of this could have happened if it wasn't for his help. And the second one we named Simone after our beautiful marine biologist, who currently isn't with us at the moment. And the last one we named Myrtle, which was the suggestion of many of you. So we now have a Myrtle the turtle.
Yeah, it's all great names. So, I really cannot explain what has happened here, why this big collection of rubble is here. It looks like it's been organised. There's a lot of big rocks. Obviously way too much work for a tailfish. I could never imagine one picking up these bits of rock. So, what has caused this? I don't know. We have a big barracuda cruising on through here. Ooh. Let's go take a look at this. This one probably is about 70 centimetres long, so just over 2 feet. It did look much bigger from a distance, but now I'm getting closer. It looks a bit smaller. But we can see that it's really silver at the moment, and that is because barracudas can lighten and darken their coloration. Generally, if they're feeding or hunting over sand, they will go this really silver colour, and when they're in higher waters or over reefs, they tend to darken to camouflage.
So just a big shout out to Emil's mum who is watching from Hungary. So thank you for joining us. It's lovely to see you on here. I think your name is said Rosika.
That's great. That's the awesome thing about this is seeing all of our friends and relatives tuning in from literally all over the world. I love having people from different countries with us.
We do have some Australians watching, Pat.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. I'm working on the accent, it's not quite there yet.
That wasn't too bad, actually.
Oh, thank you.
It was definitely better than what I could do for a Scottish accent.
That is true. John is suggesting that that could be a man-made reef, Pat. What do you think?
Potentially. I guess it could have been, but the way it's organised, I'm not really sure. Perhaps we should ask back at we'll ask Sergio and see what he thinks.
I would personally probably doubt it, knowing the area and the work that is done here. There is a lot of artificial reefs using sort of metal and structures, namely little figurines or shipwrecks. So I would doubt it, but yeah, in some areas there is man-made reefs, so I agree with the idea, but I don't think that's what that one would be.
Yeah. So we have a big grouper right ahead of us. It looks like the yellowfin grouper, I believe.
Yeah, we can see that.
And it's darkening its colours right now. It was quite light when we first got a look at it, but now it's gone very dark. Almost black now. So groupers are really efficient predators, but sometimes you wouldn't think that because they just tend to sit there. You never really observe a grouper doing that much. So they are the masters of patience and stillness. They'd be the kings of meditation if they were humans, I think. But yeah, so they are very obviously big and muscular and can hunt when they want to. So we can see it's got these big robust jaws, very strong and muscular, and sharp grasping teeth. So usually their mouth is so big and their jaws protrude so much that they can swallow their prey whole. But even if they didn't manage to swallow it whole, they can really hold them there, sometimes even breaking them in half. So when they do want to eat something, there's not much chance of escape.
Yeah, groupers are famous for swallowing their prey whole. As soon as they open their mouth, like it's doing there, they can suck the prey in like a vacuum. But I think this one's been cleaned, Pat.
I would definitely say so, especially because it does have its mouth gaping like that. I can't see any cleaner fish right now, but I'm sure there is some at work. But wow, the angle that I'm looking at this right now, I can see straight through its gills to the other side of the reef. It's really weird to see, but it does just show you how, I mean, this doesn't even have its mouth at full gape.
Oh yeah, we can as well, inside the mouth.
Yeah.
The gills are open and we can see the reef.
It's quite a weird spectacle.
And Mark on Paddy is asking what depth you're at.
Right now, I'm at 16 meters, which is just a touch over 50 feet down.
And Timothy was asking, do groupers ever school?
They do to mate. Well, some species do to mate. So there is a big grouping of Nassau groupers that will congregate and do a very big mass spawning event. But we mostly tend to see them in a normal day-to-day as solitary, just like this one.
Yeah, the grouper spawning events are some of the largest aggregations in the ocean, and the one in Little Cayman I think is the most famous of them all.
Yeah, geez, that would be good to see live.
It would be. It happens. It's very specific. I think it's the first full moon in January, so it's very specific and it's regulated, but that would be incredible to watch. So Pat, just another suggestion regarding that sort of rubble reef you saw.
Yeah.
Richard was actually mentioning that there was a cruise ship here dragging its anchor all across the reef in front of Don Foster's a few years ago. So maybe that's leftover damage, and I think that theory is probably, unfortunately, much more likely. What do you think?
Yeah, that does seem probably the most likely explanation. So thanks guys for, giving us your queries and theories about things. We do really love this community engagement and viewer interaction.
Yeah, that's what diveLIVE's all about, connecting you all with the nature. Oh, moray eel!
Oh, really?
The grouper just got chased off by an eel.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, let's see that now.
Or maybe they're I think they're getting ready to nuclear hunt, Pat.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Oh, this would be amazing if this happens.
So two things are either happening here, I think. The eel is either leaving because of the grouper's presence, or they're getting ready to hunt together.
Hopefully they are getting ready to hunt. So the moray has moved location now. And the grouper is still back at that first location, sitting there pretty still.
That was awesome. That we just saw the eel come out of nowhere.
That's great. What an awesome sighting. And now it's giving us a really good look at it. It's come to a much more exposed location.
So this is a green moray eel, and it's out of focus at the minute. We can't really see it. I think it's hiding.
Rian's just working on getting the best shot here. Wow, so funnily enough, the skin of the green moray isn't actually green, it's actually brown, but they do produce a mucus all over the covering of their skin, and this mixes with their skin colour to give them a green look. But if you were to wipe this mucus off, you would see that they are actually brown.
Yes, it's actually a yellow mucus. The mucus itself is yellow and it contains many toxins. And in the green moray, it contains a toxin that destroys red blood cells of whatever touches it. Very powerful.
Wow, it just did a vanishing out. Oh, here it is over here.
So Pat, a few people are inquiring about what we mean by nuclear hunting.
Yeah, so it's actually a partnership between a moray and a grouper, where the grouper and the moray the grouper will signal, or they'll signal to one another that they want to go hunting. And what will happen is that they will find a bit of a reef where the moray can go in, and the grouper will actually sit at the opening of wherever the moray goes in and wait for the prey to come out. So they actually have a bit of a partnership where they will share their feeding.
Yes, I don't believe that's what's happening here. I think the moray was just relocating. Green morays are nocturnal, so I think it would be highly unlikely for it to be doing that during the day. The two moray eels that are really famous for it are the spotted moray and the golden tail moray, because they hunt during daylight hours. And the partnerships are normally with the Graysby and the coney, which are both groupers, but there is more evidence coming of lots of different reef fish that are partnering with the morays.
Yeah, I did get pretty excited seeing a grouper and a moray together, thinking that it may happen. But still, just to see them have a little interaction was special anyway.
Yeah, the grouper seemed completely unfazed that a big moray came from behind it.
So, morays, although you may think that they can see quite well from the fact that they have a pretty large eye, they actually have very poor vision, and they rely very heavily on their sense of smell. Now, this was really highlighted to me when I was working with a moray back home at Flinders University, and what happened was I would have to feed it, and I would feed it by giving it shrimp on the end of a very long very long pair of tweezers. Now, every day I would feed it, I could guarantee that it would miss the shrimp and always bite onto the tweezers. It would take it about 4 or 5 attempts to actually locate the shrimp. So you could obviously smell it was there, but its vision was very poor.
Yeah, and we're getting a really good view of those extended nostrils there. They actually have 4 holes, so like 2 pairs if you like. So they are very, very powerful olfactory predators.
Yeah, so obviously we can see the 2 extended ones, and the other 2 are just in front of its eyes there.
Yeah, so 1 hole is for breathing in the water and 1 hole is for breathing out the water. And they do also sense vibrations in the environment around them. So even though they don't see well, they smell well and they sense well.
Yeah, it's quite often that species underwater will rely on multiple senses, or you know, they will have a trade-off for senses as well, just like here with the moray.
Machine Gun Nest was wondering why they're called morays, so I don't actually know, but I know that they're in the family Muranidae, so it probably comes from that. Do you have any idea, Pat?
Yeah, no, I don't, but yeah, I would assume that it is based off the family name. But what the family name is based off, I also don't know.
And Love Dogs mentioned that this is the most active we have seen a moray, and that's true. Very good point.
Yeah, I think the grouper might have startled it a bit, so it's just looking for a new place to hide now.
So, Pat, what all do moray eels eat other than shrimps?
Sorry?
What do moray eels eat?
So, they will eat fish, and sometimes crabs and lobsters, and they will sometimes also eat squid as well.
Yes, they're great hunters. They're really able to wrap their body around their prey and crush it, almost like an anaconda.
Yeah, that sounds like a very scary way to die.
Yeah.
So, they do look... we're just trying to find it. Can we see it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just got it.
Right in the back of that cave there. So, if you did notice when we were looking at its head, that it was gaping its mouth, opening it and closing it. And this is simply just to pump water over their gills. So it's not actually a warning or a threatening sign or anything like that. It's just making sure that there's a constant supply of water and therefore oxygen going over its gills. Whoa, this grouper is huge. So we just swam off now, but we just had a grouper swim right past it and it was massive. So, yeah. let's see if we can look at it. Going back to the moray. No, so it's off in the distance now. But that was well over a metre. It was probably about 4 or 5 feet long.
John actually suggested that the word moray may come from the word lord or muir, which means sea. He looked it up in his books, so that could also be a possibility. Lord of the sea.
Lord of the sea. I see.
And Richard has now given us an air check emoji. So he's put the emojis in and it means air check, Pat.
You'll have to show me that when I get back up onto the surface.
I will.
So, I am on 80 bar. So I've still got a little bit of time left down here. And it's been such a great dive so far. Starting with a turtle and a stingray and now a moray. So I'm ticking all of our megafauna off.
Yeah, we can't see the moray at the minute, but we would love to get another sight of it.
Yeah, we do. We're right in front of it here.
It's a little, yeah, the light I think is, oh, there we go, we can see it.
So you can see that, yeah, on top of it there, it does seem to be getting a little bit of a clean as well. There is a goby on its top fin there, giving it a nice bit of a clean. And this goby's actually been on it the whole time, so perhaps it just tends to sit on it. There is a lot of surface area there to be cleaned for it, so it's probably just got a constant supply of food.
And Rianne just gave us a really good view of that gill opening, so even although they are fish, they just don't have that bony gill cover that we call the operculum. So that's why they're having to orally pump water to the gills by opening and closing the mouths.
Yeah, so it's just them actively breathing. And they, unlike fish, also don't have scales. So, as I mentioned, their body is covered in a mucus and they lack scales. And this is advantageous to them because that means that they can really slide through really tight nooks and crannies of the reef. And coupled with this is the fact that they can swim backwards as well as forwards. So this really does help them out in such tight, small spaces where they have to squeeze.
Yeah, and there's approximately about 200 different species of moray eels. So there's a huge range of them. But where we dive in the Grand Cayman, the green moray seems to be the most populous.
Yeah, we do sight them quite a bit. The other day though, we got 2 different species and 2 different dives, which was great to see a bit of diversity in them. So we had the spotted moray and the golden tail moray eel. And those were both quite a lot smaller. The green moray is definitely the biggest one we get here by a long shot.
And actually, those were the 2 morays that I just mentioned that hunt with the groupers because they're daytime hunters. I just realised that.
Ah, would have been great if we could have seen that happen. And you go, Lauren, sorry.
No, sorry about that. I can just see a little injury. Rianne zoomed us right in to see some sort of injury on its bottom lower jaw.
Oh, really? I can't see that. What was it, just a little scar?
Yeah, scar tissue. I think it's obviously had a run-in while hunting, I imagine.
Yeah.
But we're getting a really good view of that.
Yeah, it's probably gone to either crab or a lobster or something, I reckon, and gotten a little cut. Oh, what's it doing?
And we get a good view of the teeth here, so we can see the really sharp pointy teeth on the jaw. But the amazing thing about morays is that they actually have a secret second set of jaws further down into the almost throat area. And these are called the Farnegal jaws. So it's almost like something out of movie Alien, but these second set of jaws will come up and grab the prey once it's been caught by the first set of jaws.
Wow, that really is very alien-esque. So So, as for the size of this one, I would say it is about between 1.5 to 2 meters, probably about 1.7 meters, so almost 6 feet, about 5 feet long.
Oh, that's long. I think the green moray is one of the largest around here. The giant moray eel is the largest species globally, and they can reach about 8 feet, which is around 2.5 meters, and can weigh up to 30 kilograms, around 66 pounds.
Jeez, that is a big eel.
We're getting a great view of that elongated sort of fused dorsal, caudal and anal fin, which runs right on the top of the body.
Yeah. Very long fin, and it gives it a really prehistoric look, I think. So what's it doing now? It does seem to have... something seems to have caught its attention, I think.
I think this is the first time we're getting to see one swim. It's great.
It's really exciting, isn't it? So we might move around. It seems to have moved. There's a little cave system running right around the bottom of this reef. So we'll move to the other side, see if we can see it there.
So some people have commented that he looks really intimidating, and yeah, appearance-wise he does, but moray eels are really not generally aggressive. They would flee rather than fight. They just have a really fierce appearance.
Yes, they do look very deceptively kind of angry, but yeah, as Lauren said, quite placid in nature, and some are even quite curious as well. We will inspect other divers sometimes.
I think we've lost it at the minute, but Ruyan's looking for it.
Oh, that there it is, poking its head back out.
I think he's just not found a little location where he's happy resting after a night of hunting, I think.
Yeah, it does seem to be just a little bit restless, I think. So yeah, maybe there's some other fish inside of this cave that's kind of it's trying to avoid, or I really don't know. But it is cool that we get to see it swimming around and get to see its whole body, because a lot of the time with morays we tend to just see their heads poking out. So it's good to see the whole body and see it swimming.
I actually think they look really cute, but I'm not sure many people would agree with me. They obviously would attack in self-defense, but other than that, they're known to be quite gentle, and some of them have even played around with divers, which is not something we would ever advise, but there is evidence of that.
Yeah, you do see it sometimes on videos.
It's got quite a lot of scratches and scars around its jaws and mouth, so I think it's been in a fight with prey recently.
Yeah, sometimes big predators like this will tend to bite off a bit more than they can chew, quite literally.
Stevie agrees that it's cute, so I'm not the only one.
Well, unfortunately, we are going to have to say goodbye to this big fella, but what an awesome sighting from an awesome dive. So, I will... just behind you, here we are. So I will have to say goodbye because I've hit 50 bar, and it is time to wrap up the dive and do my safety stop. So, thank you for joining me. It was an awesome experience to have the turtle firstly, then the stingray, then the moray, especially with the ray because it is Shark Week. Now, I just want to give you all a bit of a forewarning. This is our last week of broadcasting. So, as of the 28th, we will be finishing up phase 1 of diveLIVE. But it has been a huge success, and we could not have done it without you guys. So this has all been about bringing people with the ocean, firstly, and secondly, building a community and proving that we can do it, which is exactly what we have done. So thank you all for joining us on this journey, and we still do have 1 week left of broadcasting. We will wrap up on the 28th. So we will have Lauren down with you at 11 a.m. What I'm sure is going to be another epic dive. So we'll see you all then.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pat, and thank you, diveLIVE family. We do have 1 week left. We are feeling a bit emotional about it, but we will be back again with phase 2. So I'll see you guys at 11 a.m. Grand Cayman time.